it's always brilliant to come to Ireland. You know, our club is defined by its Irish roots. It's what we take enormous pride in. Growing up in Ireland myself, Celtic was always, you know, a very special team in the hometown of Lurgan, and you know, throughout the whole country. It's a privilege to manage this club. We have a huge support worldwide, and it's a delight to bring Celtic to play the great Liverpool. Two teams with great affinity, two teams with great history and tradition, two young Irish managers, and we will make the game competitive. We will come here with a full-strength squad. We will come here to entertain the people that turn up, but most importantly, we're here to make friends. You know, we know we've got a great support in Ireland, but it's always good to bring Celtic to Ireland. Because when I grew up, I never got the opportunity to see Celtic play live, very, very rarely. And I know how much Celtic means to a lot of people here in the south and also in the north. As the Minister says, it's a wonderful venue. We were here 2 years ago for the Aviva tournament with Inter Milan, Man City and an electricity team, and we had a wonderful time. And it was a great preparation for our season ahead. And I'm sure the Liverpool game will be no different. So we're hoping to see you all there. We're hoping to see all the supporters there from both clubs and make it a fantastic occasion, not just for both clubs but for football in Ireland in general. Yeah, you hope to, but there's never a guarantee of that. You know, we have found historically that the transfer window does basically most of its business the last 2 or 3 days. However, we're going to try and make a different standpoint on that this year and try and get the players we've identified in as quickly as possible, but it's never an easy thing. Well, we did last year, you know, and we did here at the Aviva a couple of years ago as well. It's important. I mean, we'll only be basically 2 games into the season. Your second game, I know it's a friendly, but you're playing Liverpool. It's fantastic preparation for the European qualifiers. We'll already be probably into the second phase of the qualifying round if we can get through the first round, which we hope to navigate through successfully. And then we will, players will need games, players will need to use the squad as well, but we will come and be competitive as we can. Well, ultimately, we have players from all around the world, and when they first come in, they're not too, wary of it. But by the time they've played 10, 15, 20 games, they know all about it, and it becomes a part of them. I found, I've been here 13 years, player, coach, manager, and I've played with great players who have left and they've felt it's never been the same, the affinity they've had with the club and the supporters. And I know some of these young players will be the same. There's the likes of Ledley and Samaras and Brown, who are young still in their career, are totally committed to seeing out their futures here. They want to stay here. They've had offers elsewhere, but they love the club, they love what it stands for, and they love playing there, and they love the edge that they get from Celtic in terms of always there trying to win trophies. The European campaign last year was beneficial in so many ways to them, in terms of playing against the best players in the world and playing at Celtic Park on a European night, which I feel there's no better venue in European football. When I was a young coach, in my first development year at Celtic, I went down to see Brendan coaching at Reading. He had a good reputation in the game. He'd started at Watford. And I spent a couple of days with him there, and he had Brian McDermott as well, who's now the Leeds manager, minister. Brian was chief scout, and I had 2 or 3 great days there. I learnt a lot. Spoke to Brendan at length about his thoughts and philosophy on the game. He had a great, coaching time under Jose Mourinho, who I'm sure was a huge influence on him. And he's gone on to do great things at Swansea, and he's progressing Liverpool. I feel the right way, and Liverpool is again a club like Celtic with a history. There's an expectation there to win trophies, and I'm sure it won't be long before Brendan starts delivering that to Liverpool. To play the Liverpool way, it's attractive, quick football, passing. He's brought in some talented young players there, and it couldn't have been easy for him, being so young, thrust into the limelight like that. But he's handled everything fantastically well with things on the field. And certainly some serious issues off the field. I think he's dealt with them very, very well. He's probably one of the greatest managers of all time, and he certainly, over the last decade, has raised the bar in terms of worldwide management. You know, I played against his Porto team in 2003 UEFA Cup final, and then he went on to win the Champions League the following year. You know, he's won it with Inter Milan. He's won a treble with Inter Milan. He's won domestic championships in 4 different countries, and he's that one special ingredient that all great managers have. He's got great charisma, you know, and he gets the best out of players. So I think it's a real shot in the arm for the Premier League to have him back. You know, in Liam's situation, it was very difficult to turn down Manchester United at that time, but he had really only sort of broke into the team, and I don't know how many games he had at the time, maybe 10 or 12. And maybe hindsight's a wonderful thing. Maybe in hindsight, you know, it may have been better for him to stay another year with Celtic, because we had a great side then who were competing at the very top of the game at that time under Martin. But when Manchester United come calling, it's very difficult to turn that down. And maybe it could be a lesson for a lot of younger players that, you know, don't make the jump too soon, too quickly. Well, there's been no offers. You know, again, it's just, you know, speculation. It's, you know, it's nice to be linked with these things, but you take it all with a pinch of salt. You know, it's just rumour, speculation. I love what I do. I think, you know, the club, the size of Celtic, sometimes gets underestimated. Not by people here, but by people elsewhere. And I think you saw Celtic in all its glory last season. You know, with the Champions League run that we had, and the supporters, the way they behaved impeccably, not just at home but away from home as well. They turned the games into a carnival atmosphere. And the players that we've got a very good young side, who have performed very, very well at a high level, and it augurs well for the future. Yeah, I love coming here, you know, whether it be Dublin, whether it be, if we were to play in Limerick, there's a talk of a game in Limerick, you know, I'm all for it. You know, I think it's important that we bring Celtic to Ireland, because a lot of our supporters make a lot of sacrifices financially and with their time at weekends to take the trip over, to drive north, to get a ferry, and then it's another 2-3 hours to Glasgow, and it consumes the whole weekend, whether they come with a wife or they come with the kids. So it's a little bit of, you know, payback to them to bring Celtic to Ireland, and for maybe neutrals to come and watch what we feel is a very good young side that we've got now.